What is going? I messed myself up. Hold on, we're gonna do that again. I messed my whole intro up. Hold on, let's do it again. Alrighty, now there we go. Guess what, folks? We are live. AJ the CEO here. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, I set this whole thing. I want to make sure it works. Hey, folks, AJ the CEO here. Thank you so much for stopping by. Every Friday, we try and have a Q&A session for media ministries, specifically for media ministries, as well to talk about the tech, give you some tips, try and answer what I can. Again, I don't know everything, but I try and answer as much as I possibly can. And let me take a half a second to verify the sound. And all right, I can hear myself. I have myself muted. So hopefully, let me mute this again. Let me know if y'all can't hear something well. Been playing around with stuff. Anyway, but we do this every Friday, hopefully, to try and answer some of your questions and be out there. And again, thank y'all for joining me so much. If I do not get to your question, folks, know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com. I got a couple of emails I need to follow up with. I've been talking with some people, so my apologies for that. I've had a very productive week. I was unproductive in what I wanted to accomplish, but I was productive in the things that kind of popped up. So anyway, also, folks, we had to reschedule the roundtable last week, mainly because it was going into my birthday. And then first off, thank you so much for everybody that gave me birthday shout outs. I really appreciate it. Had some company come in town, and then Sunday kind of got messed up with that. So I rescheduled because I'm also having my family over, for a housewarming and stuff like that, or open house or whatever with my family. That is next week. So I wouldn't be able to have a roundtable there. So that's why it's moved to this Sunday coming up, 2 days from now, 3 days from now, whatever the days is, this Sunday coming up. We're going to have the roundtable there. So again, sorry for the last minute notice, but if you want to be a part of that, make sure you join the Facebook group. It's the Q&A like this with over 2,800 media ministries from all over the world coming together to try and help share knowledge to improve what we're all doing so we can share the message like never before. All you got to do is go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions. Don't you dare live stream inside the group, and that's it. I think some people have already done this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Please, folks, if you don't mind hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos. And I need to update this. Make sure you share this, folks. Share this with other media ministries. There are tons of ministries all around, and the whole idea is to help raise the tide for everyone so we can reach more, impact more. All righty. Let's see. Now, let's go ahead and shout out some folks here. I'm playing with my lighting right now. I have it down. I have the window open. As you can see, the little grates right here, but might have to turn that off. But anyway, let's holler at some folks here. We had some super early folks. And I don't know why his comment is not showing, but David chimed in at 7:41 in the morning here, and I can't bring up his comment, but thank you for stopping by. Parker, I ate some popcorn before here, so I'm sorry if I'm doing that. Hello. Cares of the Covenant, hello. New Beginnings, hello. Bruce said he got a project due, but hey, thank you so much. Miss Sandra, hello. Tell Lindsay I said what's up. Streets of Destiny, hello. Jay Santiago, hello. Keith, what's going on? Advent Flame, what's going on? Otis, howdy from Texas. Mitch Roy, hello. Monty, what's going on, sir? 701 Greater Christ Temple, Columbus, Ohio. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for stopping by. Francisco, what is going on? George Goodwin, hello, good morning. John Cook, hello, hello. Mic around here. Why did it jump to that page? Oh, because more people came in. I clicked page 2 and then it showed up the exact same thing. Lamar, hello, hello. Bishop Michael, hello, sir. Mike, what's going on? Rhonda, hey Rhonda, I was hold on, let me see if I can do it real quick here. Got on Tesla Time News again, which I was very thankful about. We were on there the other day, and I already shared this. I shared this with y'all, but if I go here, let's jump.
Hi, Zach and Jesse.
Let's jump over here to what? Is that your boy right there?
Go solar for less. Take more control of your energy. Guarantee the
I don't know
price
if y'all
of
can
power
hear
and
that or
storage
not.
costs for 20 years. Do it all on.
Hopefully, I don't get hit for that.
It's time for our video contributor stories. We got 2 this week. First, we got AJ, who sent us this story about Starlink being installed on a cruise that he took.
Hey, Zach and Jesse. AJ here.
Yeah, so we were just talking about the Starlink satellites that were there. So hey, humbled to be there, like being a part of the community and stuff like that. So Ron, I don't know if you like that. Brandon, what is going on, sir? Joseph Jefferson, hello, hello. Let's see. MA16V3. Yep, had to do another one. Let me see. We got a bunch of folks talking so far. Voyo Media from South Africa chiming in. Hey, thanks for it's 4:30 where you're at. Well, thank you for stopping by. Jinx, hello, hello. Sabbath, hello. All right, folks. Wait, hey, we are here. And there's a fly in this daggone room. If it landed in it's on my multi-view. Awesome. But anyway, folks, hope y'all are doing well. I got a couple of questions here already. Let's go ahead and fire those away. Let me go back and look for those. George Goodwin would like to know, please, how do you make the comment show on the video? That is with vMix Social. Let me see. I'm using vMix to do this live stream for the very reason of doing this type of stuff. And if I cut over here, if you look this up, AJay the CEO, how to show comments on your live stream with vMix Social, full tutorial of how I do that. That is how I do that. I don't have this other computer set up so that I can show you what's on the screen. Normally I would, but I mean, all it really is, do I have anything on my desktop? All right, so from here, I don't know if, all right, so it's this program that comes with vMix. You would link it to your live stream, which I'm not streaming to Twitch today, but normally I would just, click on this, log into whatever channel, pick the stream that you're doing. Same thing with Facebook. Like this is Signs and Wonders. I would pick that or whatever page I'm looking for, find the live stream, and then it will scroll through all the comments. So what I'm looking at right now, this is vMix Social. So your comment, I click on this, I hit send, and it sends it to vMix, and it shows up like there. That's how that goes. So very straightforward, really cool. Actually looking at implementing some stuff like this at Signs and Wonders just for the interaction. But hopefully that answers your question. And giving you a fair warning, it looks like YouTube just said it's about ready to post a ad on the live stream, which is a lot different. So I would try and pause. I don't know how long that ad is going to go, but I need to put some more light in here as well too. I think I unplugged my lamp. Or the light bulb came loose. I think that's what it was. Let's see. Oh, I think a couple of people, it looks like some comments were already added. Mike, the A team. I love it when a plan comes together. Absolutely. 816 wants to know, how much sweet tea does it take to fuel a successful media ministry? I'm totally asking for a friend. I have absolutely no idea. um, let's see. Yeah, I would agree, Brandon. I wish OBS had this built in. Oh, fair warning, folks, do not install OBS 28. A lot of plugins are not working. They even said as much in the pop-up. So I haven't done it on this system. I mean, technically I could, because I don't use OBS that much on this PC. But if we open this up, and it's on the wrong screen. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do this. So I'm still on 27.2.4. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, some plugins may not be compatible with OBS 28. You can check the status of the common plugins on this list. It has a bunch of things. Fix the bug causing the deck link device sources to sometimes not capture. I actually just did that for a church, First Gravel Hill down in Smithfield. They had the issue. They had 28 and the Black Magic stuff didn't work. I had to put the latest version of the video desktop setup as well as 28.0.1, and that fixed it. So I'm going to go ahead and update this one. And you see we have the animated lower thirds and the Bible scripture lower third. Let's go ahead and do an update, and let's see if it breaks this one. I do not recommend you do this on your live system. I have not done this at Signs and Wonders either. This morning I was actually doing running new electrical lines because the smart plugs like I have here, they work great. But on the balcony, when Comcast, we had a bad storm, and it actually sent a strike through the coax, and it fried their modem, it fried my Unify stuff, and a bunch of other things. But every time that stuff is knocked out, it loses a connection, and you had to get on a ladder and go all the way up to the balcony. So I am in the process. I'm almost done. I'm running an outlet to a switch on the wall to where we physically would turn on and off the speakers upstairs. I already got the outlet upstairs, got the stuff in the wall. I just got to bring in the new feed from that outlet and connect it to the switch. And of course, OBS doesn't want to install right now. I don't know why it does this. Oh, well, we'll have to try that at a later time. Let's see. Brandon, can you feed vMix into OBS? Yes, actually you can. I was actually playing around with that. You can do that. It's kind of overkill. I think the thought was you can get the free version of vMix, which does come with vMix Social. And then, well, let me see if I can. The main issue with this is vMix Social is just reading the XML, the files, the text, the comments on your stream. But then vMix is translating that into locations and stuff like this, as you see right here, like your message, your image, your username, the platform. There's nothing natively. I guess you could parse that data and write that out. Back in my programming days, probably could just try and step away from that stuff and feed it into a layer, which is the same thing that the animated lower thirds and the Bible lower thirds are doing. But to do it without writing anything, you would have to open up vMix, make a single source with the text like you're seeing. vMix Social sends to that, send out Let me see if I can actually do it and just show you. It's a bunch of jumps. It can work, but it's a bunch of jumps. All right, so let's go ahead and open up vMix. And it probably will say that my license is expired. Okay, it did open. All right, so I'm just going to use the basic here. So first, we're going to open up and make a new text layer for comments. So say I'll do something completely different than what I got right now. I'll just do this blue one right here, right? So that's how that stuff is going to show. Then we're going to open up vMix Social. It sees this layer that I just made. All right. And then let's see if I can link it. I'm going to link it to the same stream that we're doing right now. Hopefully it should not break. All right. So we got that. All right. Now what we're going to do is send this out over NDI. All right. Yeah. So we got that on NDI. So that's how this is going. Like I said, it's a bunch of jumps. Now let's open back up OBS. Skip. We're going to go here to our stream where you see I'm looping and looping over and over again. Let's turn that off. What we're going to do is have our NDI source. And I want to select the output from this other vMix. And there we go. There's our comments. So what would happen is we would make another scene. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. This will be when it's on. This will be when it's off. So let's go ahead and turn on the ATEM here. And we'll turn on the ATEM on this one. We need to do a filter, get rid of the black. We'll do a color key, custom, pick my color. I want to pick black. And boom, there you go. So now I could change this. So now it's a different scene. So by me doing this, I would turn this on and off. So if I can pull from, all right, so now I'm pulling from the comments that y'all are currently having right now. So if I bring this up, I'm gonna bring up my second screen now. So now if I click on Brandon's comment, well, I'll use Mr. Clarence here. I will send this. You didn't see it. I sent it. So now if I go to this other scene, there's Mr. Clarence, his comment that he sent. Now, if I pick on a different one, like I'll pick on Streets of Destiny and I'll send that one. And that's how you can do it inside of OBS. But that's a lot of jumps to have both of those programs up and running. So there you go. Hopefully that satisfies your curiosity about that working. So let me turn this off, and turn that off. All right. Let me close out OBS. Close out vMix on this system because I don't need that. Close out vMix Social. Yeah. All right. Back to Rhonda. I've given up on Starlink. 1 gig fiber should be installed in the next 5 months. Okay, awesome. Now, Starlink is good. I mean, with my mom, but the only thing is it was not stable enough to support a live stream, unfortunately. I got to go back to Lynchburg this weekend to do a training. I will try it again. That's why y'all never saw the video because it didn't perform well. You know what I should have did? I should use this to make a stamp here. I'm trying to make stamps, and when you're doing a live stream, I normally have the studio of YouTube up, and they have a marker up here where you can to make a live stream marker so you can go back and see it. But I just hit it, and it says unable to add stream marker. Okay, now it just freed up. Let me do it again. Stream marker added. All right, so I'm gonna see how that works. So I wanted to start doing markers so that way it makes it easier for me to do my timestamps when it comes through there. So And I was saying all that to say, Dana, that's what we just mentioned. So hopefully the timestamp I made will actually put that in place. I'm wondering how that works. Yeah, nothing showed up here to do that. So I don't know. I don't know where it made that marker. Maybe I'll see it when it's when I go back when the stream is over. Mom's video. Hello, good morning. Mike, when you bring in a board like an X32 into OBS, are all the channels brought in individually and you can adjust it in OBS, or do you bring everything in? Or do you bring in everything as one? I bring in everything as one. I don't want to give another layer of stuff to adjust. If I needed to adjust it, I do it through the X32 app, and I don't use OBS to do anything because I want to make my training consistent, which, thank you, Mike. That leads to a segue of a bunch of things, videos that I am working on, and I want to get y'all's opinion of it because it's like, it's no point in me making this content if it's going to die on the vine and it's not of interest. So a lot of the stuff that I'm working on, I like these new thumbnails that this guy's been making, these images, and I've been using them for thumbnails. So I'm going to see what y'all think on the series of videos that we are working on. So we got one, and I'm working on simplifying my thumbnails. Been doing research myself on how to improve them. So the idea is you don't want to put the writing of what's in your thumbnail, the title of your video, you don't want to put that in your thumbnail because that's redundant. You want to actually have something to make it inquisitive, to make people want to go into it. So I'm working on that. So right now, this is just, who are they? Now the video title is, who is your audience and who is your stream for? That's what this video is about. Next one we have going on is just real simple, organize. It's just talking about media ministry organization, how to streamline everything in your media ministry, how, like for me at Signs and Wonders, or when I was at Antioch, anything that goes out in any type of form, digital or whatever, comes through the media. We need to have some form of consistency, and I'm gonna verify my sound real quick. Simple, organize. All right, what's another one we got? Now we're starting to use the thumbnails that I really like. Actually, those are the old ones, because I put a title on these. There we go. Finding your team, how to develop a media ministry team. That's one of the ones we're going to be working on. Media Ministry Association. That's what this is. You don't be a media ministry by yourself. Yeah, you're building a team, but then build a team of other teams, meaning associate with the ministries that are around y'all. That's what the point of this Facebook group is, my channel is. But instead of us all being an island unto our own, work with each other, because there are skills that your ministry has that others need, and your knowledge. It's about us working together. Next one is online giving. We're going to be talking about that, doing an analysis of ministries who are still not doing some form of online giving, but then also talking to the ones who reluctantly did it and how are they doing now. A success story type of thing. This one is another one, do the opposite, where it just talks about look at the masses and do the opposite. That's how you grow. We're going to talk about that. Media ministry delegation, how to, and I am so guilty of this, not being one person that knows everything and learning how to hand off stuff to other people so that you can divide and conquer. Where are you going? How to set a, do you even have a goal of what your media ministry is for? Or are you just putting the camera in the back? What's the purpose? What are you trying to accomplish on a day-to-day basis with your stream? We're talking about that. How to develop a team. Another one is leadership, developing a magnetic personality. And then another one that leads into that is, are you worth following? Media ministry leadership. So these are a bunch of videos that we are in the works putting together. So again, Nathan would like to know, how much did vMix cost? vMix for non-HD streaming, very sub HD streaming, I might add, is free. But once you start using other stuff, it starts to cost. So if we come over here and we look at the products, yeah, And of course, they want to hide this. Let's do a comparison table. So the free one doesn't do HD. Any type of 1080p, 720p doesn't do that at all. That's free. You can download it, but you're only limited to 4 inputs. The HD one is $60, and you'll run out of those 4 sources very, very quick. I am currently using the HD version, not basic, but the regular HD, which theoretically you have unlimited inputs, and you have 4 overlays and things like that. You can do vMix call, which is cool, but that is starting at $350. The 4K version that lets you stream in 4K gives you some extra features, $700. The Pro, $1,200. They actually dropped that. I thought it was $16. Or you can do a subscription, which is $50 a month. Honestly, after 2 years, you would have already paid for that. But that is up to you. So hopefully that answers your question. Dana, have you dealt with any churches that use Phoenix Pro wireless mic systems? Faintly, I have. I don't recall. I thought I saw that, but I don't recall off the top of my head. 701 Greater Christ. We have the GTD Audio wireless mic headset system. I had issues with the signal dropping with the headset. The distance was about 50 feet between transmitter and receiver. Any suggestions for a fix? Is there a line of sight with those two at all? Because the way I have mine, I have GTD audios as well, and it's in an open space that points directly to where the praise team and everybody is. And I would say it's maybe 25 feet. I've tested it when I was at my church, and I walked all the way to the other side of the building before it started going out, but it was a straight line of sight, even though that's really not a thing with RF. But I'm just wondering, is there any walls or anything in the way? Mom's video, do you have any tutorial on how to update the X32 via USB? No, I do not, but I've done it a couple of times. I have a X32 that's supposed to be for an install. I haven't heard back from them, but I have a full X32 and stuff like that in the garage. I can go over that. I mean, it's real straightforward. Let me see if I can turn this one on and we do it here. All right, my X32 is on. So let's come over here first. Do I have everything? Yep, I got myself a thumb drive, so we can do that. You need a thumb drive to do this. So I'm going to plug my thumb drive in on my computer right now. And we're going to come over here to downloads. Going to look Mixer, and I need to make add a stream point right there. All right, Mixer, digital mixers, X32. You said X32, but I mean, you pick whichever one. I don't think it matters, but just pick the right one. So mine in the other room, the one I have here is a rack mount. And X32 rack. We're going to go to software, firmware, and we'll go ahead and download that. All right. So we already got this. I'm going to take this whole file, and here's my drive. That's music. Need to put it in a folder. So I'm going to make a folder, just call it X32. And I'm going to extract all of this into my X32 folder. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to see if I can do this through the software. I do have my X32 on a network. So if I open up the X32 app, you see it's connecting because it's on a network. I want to see, can you do it this way? I don't know. I can't remember if you can do it. I don't think you can. But anyway, all right, I'm going to take this drive out now. And then I don't have a camera that's pointing this way. All right, so I'm going to plug this into the USB on the X32. And I need a camera so y'all can see. I got this camera, but I don't have a cable. Yes, I do. Hold on. No, I don't. Where's my cable? It was behind my bag. So let's see if we can do this. I need input to use. I will unplug the Mac and I will use that as an input. That's number 2. Hold on a second. We got it. There we go. Yay. So we come over here. We got the X32 set up right there, and this mic is not going to reach. All right, so here we're going to go over to setup. And on that screen, we're going to scroll down to firmware update using the first knob. All right, I'm going to go ahead and push in on that. Now it's searching through the thumb drive I just did. We're going to go to the X32 folder. And then select the file that I have. It's only that one file. And then I would just, do you want to back up the console? Yes, you want to back it up first. And then you would do it. Now, I'm already on the right version of software, so I'm not going to run this. But please back up your X32 first. It will extract, you can save it on your thumb drive, back it up there, then run it. The backup will restore all of your settings and everything. So if anything happens, you can always restore it. I did this I've done it multiple times, and I did it just yesterday for Gravel Hill. They had an X32 with the same thing. So hopefully that answers your question. And you just got to go through, and that's about it. Anthony. What free software could I use to edit audio and video? My church doesn't want to pay for anything. DaVinci Resolve is free if your computer can run it. Other than that, if you're using Windows, go ahead and go to download Movie Maker. You can also do HitFilm, I believe is free. I used to use that. Let me see if that's still free. So I still have a license for it as well, too. And now that I think about it, Dean actually gave me a free license for DaVinci Resolve 18 Studio. And if your system is able to run it, hey, you never know. I might just give it to you. Yep, there it is. HitFilm, it's free. Just realize it does do some stuff. I've used this before. I used to use this before I moved back over. Before I moved officially to DaVinci Resolve. Unplug this cable. And it's really cool. But that is an option. Me personally, I use DaVinci Resolve, so that's going to be my first suggestion. Don't get the Studio. The Studio one is the one that costs, but DaVinci Resolve, so that's HitFilm. Just go to hitfilm.com or Black Magic Design. I'm thinking about getting this. We'll talk about this here in a second. But go over here to support. Go to DaVinci Resolve. Scroll down. This is the free one. The studio one is the paid one. This will not work. You go here. This is free. I've used that for years. The free one, and it has everything that you need to do anything. So that would be my suggestion. Alrighty. Sabbath here. What are your thoughts on the RI UHD 404 HDMI 4x4 matrix switch splitter? Has anyone used it? Actually, I have that. I stand in correction. I think the ones I have are not that version here. Then I have this splitter here. I've used Matrix. I believe I've used that. Because I have the UHD 104 right here. That's what I'm using to split some signals going to the ATEM right here. They work. I thought I've used that. But let me get out of here, Fly. Let me see. RI UHD 404. No, I do have this. I don't know what box it's in, but I do have this. They actually sent this to me to do a review. I actually had this sitting in my media shelf under my TV, and I had my ATEM, my PlayStation 3 and 4 connect, and my computer plugged into this so I can use my TV for multiples. I do have that somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I have used it, and it's cool. Y'all get a hint about that soon. Let me go ahead and do that. Folks, I'll tell you this, we're going to jump over to something right here. Man, God is not a man that he should lie. I just tell y'all that I am excited about so much other stuff. And it's not about the material stuff. It's about the fact that he's kept his word on health stuff, family stuff, emotional stuff, business stuff, financial stuff. And I am very, very thankful because he's held true to quite a few things. And for the ones who know me, y'all know this. We've been talking about this for a while, and it is official. Oh, yeah. This is the exact same one that I rented, but she is going to be available. Hold on, let me see if I can scroll down when they say the dates. Oh, wait a minute. They done moved it up. Claude Fly flew right into my face. Get out of here. Let me see if I can scroll down here because I don't want to show too much info. But all right, I think this is good. So right there. So we's getting close. I'm gonna miss the EV tax credit, but hey, not having to, y'all don't know, as much driving as I do, I put around 3,000 to 4,000 miles on my car every month. So we get an oil change every month. So to get away from that, I'm excited about that. And it's something I've been looking forward to and saving up from a business standpoint for about 6 years. So I am very thankful about that. But anyway, that's not what y'all were here for. Let's get back to these questions. Streets of Destiny. During Zoom staff meeting, I was using the X32. The host was in the sanctuary with his laptop. He was speaking with a laptop mic and the church microphone, creating an echo. Suggestions. I was using the X32. So it was, well, it sounds like if you were using the X32 and you had the speakers on, it was going to loop back what you were hearing back in the house. One of the things you could do is just turn off that channel into the house and it wouldn't create an echo. That's what somebody else told me about the shotgun mic I was using inside of the X32, which mine still is on. What you will want to do is say, like this crowd mic, if I pick this and you could turn off, I think Otis is also the one that was telling me that, not stereo link, but where is it? It was, yeah, turn off the main out so it doesn't go out. So you won't hear that being repeated out back to that channel. You can still hear what you need if you're in headphones, but it won't go out, which won't produce the echo. That's what solved it for me. And based off of what you're saying, that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. Let me put my headphones on so I can actually hear. And I think that was that. Mr. Clarence, I think I already commented on that, but hey, good morning again. You're getting ready to work with NDI 5.5. Awesome. Let's see. Norm, good morning, sir. Back to John Cook. Is the ATEM lineup of video switches pretty much the best option for churches? Are there other comparable brands with similar capabilities and price points, or is Blackmagic pretty much the best? Roland does some stuff, but it doesn't have all of the features that the Blackmagic does. Honestly, I am not aware of. Now, the YOLO box does work. It just doesn't have as many inputs as you can get. I think the max amount of inputs I've seen on their higher tier is still only 4 inputs. The ATEM kind of beats it with 8, as well as multiple outputs and all of the functionality. The YOLO is close. The Roland is good, but there's a bunch of things that it cannot do. Let me see. We're gonna go over here to B&H Photo. So first off, from a price standpoint, I mean, it's significantly higher. Let's look at the features here in the back. So if we go here, we have remote access. See, there's no networking. So the ATEM allows you to stream directly. This will still require a computer to do it. You can bring in audio in and out, makes that easy. You do have 8 inputs, and you have 3 outputs, 2 outputs, and then probably another one for your overlays. For your multi-view. And it gets close. You have your screen built in, so I guess you don't need that unless you want to put it up on a wall so you can easily see it. It does have some picture-in-picture. It has some other controls and things like that, but a lot of the stuff that we've come used to, no. I'm sure with that USB drive, you can probably add media directly into it as well too. So I did the 4HD, not the H8D, 8HD, the 4HD. So I don't know. Even from this standpoint, without this being able to stream, that's $1,500. And for $1,000, you can get the ATEM Mini Stream. And even if you have to add a monitor, that's at least another $125. You're still less than that. That's just my personal opinion. I say, what say y'all? Let me do that. What other video switchers do you suggest? Stick to ATEM. YOLO box. Roland. I'm going to do a poll out there. All right, so I'm going to put that out there, see what y'all think about that. Next, one that we got here. Mr. Clarence, are you saying that was that in reference to when I was doing that vmix stuff and jumping over? I think that's the one issue about with me missing stuff like this, going slower and not in real time with the comments. Mike, how do you export a timeline in DaVinci with all the resources to send it to someone else? Honestly, I don't know of a way of doing that. Most of the time, I've maybe uploaded it, and the first part of the upload that goes to YouTube, it puts that metadata there, then you can copy it. I wish they did have just an external just showing that, but I'm not aware of one. If anybody does, please let me know. Back to Rhonda, they've pushed our Starlink available date to mid 2023. Not sure I want to try the RV version without guaranteed speed. Understood. Alrighty. Jinx, back to the thumbnail stuff. I would much rather have the title in the thumbnail. Now, again, it all depends. I've played around with both. Now, like my test that I did, and let me take y'all behind the scenes. And I try to do a lot of this stuff because it's a tool. YouTube is constantly changing. I actually have another video called How to YouTube because I have never seen any type of video showing people how to use it. And again, it was catered for ministries. You got a whole bunch of older folks. You're asked to do Facebook and YouTube. And there's a lot of features that those platforms use that are very beneficial, like two-factor authentication. I have like at least 3 people a day saying their account has been hacked. And I'm like, you need to put some more security on the stuff. But let me take you behind the scenes here. And I guess this is what you want to call A/B testing. You want to look at different thumbnails and stuff like that. So this, if I go here to my content, you see most of the time I have words in all of my stuff. This is the first one that I did not do anything. I just have a picture of me in OBS, no text at all. Also, I made sure that the comment, this is just like we talk about from a sermon standpoint, this is answering a question: how to live stream church services with OBS. That's what people are asking. So I put it that way. And again, we talked about it before. The tags, this is actually an older video, but the tags, what I've been doing now, again, is tags can be useful if your content in your video is commonly misspelled. Otherwise, tags play a minimal role in helping viewers find your video. So I've been changing that to where now my content is AJ, the CEO. They don't spell out AJ. I do AJ, the CEO, no spaces, and I'm working on that as my tags. But that has not stopped anybody from reaching this type of stuff. Got about 2,500 views on it. Not as much as I would like, but again, this is one of my slow, the most popular video that I've had on my channel was the original version of live streaming church services. That has over 375,000 views. So that's just something. And if I go here and analyze this, see, I had all of that text in here, which is the same thing: live streaming church service, OBS setup basics, which is the exact same thing here. Didn't hurt. But if I look at the tags really didn't change much of anything either. So that's just how me playing with the data and using this as an example for me. This is, I play with this stuff before I ever say anything to y'all, because last thing I want to do is give you a suggestion and I've never tested it. I don't do that. Brandon, yes, the free version of vMix does include vMix Social. Ray L, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I had my friend from college. I haven't seen her in like 20 years. And then this tells you how unique it is. I was going down to South Carolina to do I was going to Georgia to do an install 2 years ago. and I have not seen her since college, so like 2000, and stuff like that. I graduated in '02, but ended up talking on Facebook. Ended up talking. She was 2 exits away from that church, and I had not seen her in 20 years. So I know she might get mad, but she gonna get mad at me. But that was my friend Kirsten. She came and cooked me dinner for my birthday. So yay! It was actually good. I didn't throw up or nothing. All right, let's see. Our church is planning on changing projectors to TVs. Are there any specific requirements that we should be in the lookout for from when buying the TVs? We have a Mac M1 with a Pro Presenter 6 and an A10 Mini Pro. Well, first off, what size of TV are you going with? Thankfully, the TVs are so standard that you really don't have to worry about it. But what's the size that you're looking at? Let me know, and then maybe we'll go pick out some stuff as well too. Back to Rhonda. Tissue last Sabbath with cameras not showing in OBS. Jack's black screen. Click deactivate, activate several times. Restarted OBS a couple of times. Finally worked. Video on Zoom on same device was fine. Yeah, sometimes this stuff happens. Man, Brandon, thank you so much, man, for the super chats. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. And back to that original question, Brandon says he uses those mics at his church. So there you go. That's the power of the community, folks. All right. So with those GTD audios, are they the variable channel ones or are they the fixed channel ones? Because again, I had an issue when I was doing the stuff at Signs and Wonders. When I ordered them, they sent me the same channels, and I was not aware of them. And I had to change that, and I have had no issues. Now we do have them dropping out sometimes for like a half a second, but every time they've done that, everybody is super loud when they're singing. All the music is going, and everything is just cranked. That's the only time I've noticed that, but it hasn't been bad. Sabrina, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. When setting A10 Mini Pro to cameras, how long of an HDMI wire would you recommend? There would be 3 cameras, or would you recommend wireless transmitter? If so, which one? Church setup. Honestly, I would not use wireless. Actually, I was just doing that for this camera that I'm using right now that I have set up. And do I have a way to show you? No, I don't. But and it's all the way over there. I use fiber optic HDMI cables that go up to 250 feet. And I'm using fiber optic HDMI cable. The camera that's right here behind me, I don't know if you can see it. That cable right there, that is a HDMI cable, fiber optic HDMI cable that can go that distance. That's what I would do. I would not do a wireless transmitter. They work, but they introduce latency. Those fiber optic cables are very cheap. You can get a 100-foot one for about $55 on Amazon. And I've used them in many installs. I was hesitant. Somebody on the channel recommended it to me. I tried them out, played around with it, did it for one install. It was really easy for me to get to if they didn't perform well. And I've installed them at least 25 churches and have had no issues at all. That's what I would recommend for that. And I will put a link down below to the ones that I use. And the ones, I have 5 of them in my cameras right now. That cable that you see coming off of the studio camera, that's one right there that's going down to the floor. This camera right here has one. My computer behind me has one. The PTZ camera over here has one. The Mac that's right here. All of them are connected using those type of cables. So right now, so if I cut over here and just show you these, as you can see, I've ordered a bunch of these. And again, 75 foot is $49, $50. And then, 100 foot is $10 more. So I will put a link down below because again, I've used these. I stand by these, if you want to say it like that. But optic HDMI cables. Alrighty. Studio 279. Oh, wait a minute. Thank you. Go to File, click Media Management, and select Entire Project or Timeline and resolve or export your project as a folder with all the project files. Okay, wait a minute. I got to try that. Let's see. Go to the file, click Media Management. Let me play around with that. See? There's knowledge there with a bunch of groups of folks. So let me see. I'm going to try out exactly what was said here. And there's a new update for DaVinci Resolve. Awesome. Now, when you're saying go to Media Management, wait a minute, Media, and then go to and select the entire project. Well, no, I was just there. Select the entire project or timeline and resolve it or timeline. Let me go here. I'm trying to do that so y'all can see it here. So this is the full OBS one that we just, I just showed. And I don't see export. What did I miss? Export your project. So we got that selected. File, export project. Okay. Timeline. Let's see. We export project. I'm going to just do it to the desktop here. And I'm wondering, how did that come out? So we go to desktop. What's that? I don't want that. Maybe I did something wrong. So I don't know. If I'm doing that wrong, please let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back because I want to know how to do that as well too. Alrighty, where did we leave off at? That was page 2. Bray L would like to know, what's a good mic to pick up the member voice during Bible study? I use the one that I have at my church, that I have in the balcony that's doing similar stuff like that is that was the Audio Technica. I'll just bring it up so you can actually see it. The Audio Technica AT875R line gradient shotgun condenser mic. That is what I have on the balcony that's picking up everybody in the sanctuary for audience mic. That's what I am using. So I'll send you a link to that in the comments as well for those interested. Alrighty, thank you so much, folks. And again, if you haven't, please go ahead, take a half a second, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and then more importantly, also share this video or any other videos that you got some help out of it. Share it with some other media ministries because, hey, there's a bunch of us out there struggling. Like, I needed help with this one, and we got some help for that as well, too. John Cook. What is the most cost-effective way of hiding AV cable, 70-foot long cable, 2 speaker cables, 3 in a room where you can not get into the walls and there is no attic basement? What's the easiest way? Let me show you. This is what I use, but it only works on certain carpets. So I've used these, and it'll sit it on the floor, and then I can wrap my cables inside of it, and then this Velcro will grip to kind of flat type of carpets, this won't work on the type of carpet I have here. But that kind of really short carpets, that has worked. Like I did this at Greater Works. It works at my church because of the type of carpet. You have to play around with it, but it comes with a spool of this stuff, and it works great. That's for me. When I couldn't get to anything, that is the type of stuff that I've done. I've also used plastic conduit and put it on the floorboard. Try and get plastic conduit that matches and run the cables in there. I've done that as well too. Gregory would like to know, where did I get the on-air sign? I got it from Amazon. Let me show you the exact one that I got. Where is it? There. Because I had it already when I was still in my apartment. But I just didn't get a chance to use it because of where my camera angle was. And I didn't realize I had ordered a lot of stuff. There it goes. So this is the sign that I got, and I wouldn't mind getting something like this at my church. And it's $26. It's USB powered. I have it in a USB phone charger, and I have it hooked up to a TP-Link one. That's how I'm able to turn it on through an app. And they got a bunch of other ones as well too that you can get. The main thing is, I mean, I like these other ones, like these little doorknobs. But again, I have this mainly for if my daughter was here, so that she won't come downstairs. They got other ones that I really like as well too. I really like that one. I might put this one, something like this, in our conference room, running past my pastor first, but really cool. But I will put a link to the one that I am using if you're interested. They got other ones like Man Cave and Lady. What's the equivalent of a man's cave that what women call it? I forgot what it's called. All right, let's see. Where did we leave off at? We had a bunch of comments. Hold on, I missed here. There we go. TR, is there an easy way to remotely control OBS from a tablet or phone? Yes, I would. You can get Stream Deck mobile app. Get a Stream Deck, get the software, and then I think you actually don't need an actual Stream Deck. No, I think you do. You can get a Stream Deck, get a cheap one, get the mini one. I have one. It's in a cabinet somewhere. But then you could have that connect to OBS, put all your scenes, everything, and then have the mobile app on your phone, and it can control it. I did that many a time when I was playing at Antioch and there was nobody there. I could control and start the live stream and everything from my phone. And that's with the Stream Deck mobile app. Hi, AJ. Thanks for all you do. What software are you using to share your screens with your live production camera at the same time? That is all done in the ATEM, and I am using the Super Source. That's all done in the Super Source. Sorry. Back to Sabbath. We use wire mold. It was 1 inch by 2 inch, 100 feet, cost about $300 on Amazon. Yeah. I mean, once you start getting into the molding and stuff like that, and you got to cover it up and you can't put it in a wall, it starts to get kind of pricey. But those type of vinyl floor wraps that grip the carpet, I mean, it was a spool of them for like 4 of them in a pack, and I think it's like 30 feet. So it came with 120 feet. It was like $25. So that worked for me. Philip Paul from Malaysia, thank you for joining. That's awesome, but who's Arthur? That's me. um, Thanks, AJ. Our church is changing. I think I already answered that. No, I already saw the comment. I'm seeing the size of the TV that you were talking about. What page am I on? It's page 2. MA16, that's another thing. No ISO recording on a rolling. I mean, love it or hate it, Blackmagic stacked a lot of stuff in the ATEM that's really gonna add up to try and do that. So a lot of people are kind of saying the same thing. Stick with the ATEM as well. I mean, a lot of people have been using it because the price entry with what you get is so awesome with it. Bernie is asking, have you warmed up to using NDI versus hardwire? I've used them in a couple of installs. One of the installs in Fredericksburg, that's how they have it set up. They have it sent over the network. We may be trying to change it to wire, depending on, I think the computer is reaching the limits of its processing, so it's getting out of sync. I'm going to try and do that first. We're going to build them a new system and then see if that works. If not, then we're going to have to go with a direct connection. I use NDI here locally for small stuff. I haven't been in a scenario where I've had to do that yet out of necessity. If it's an option, yes, I will use it. But out of most of the situations I've done, I've had bare walls or they wanted a solid connection because it's for the purpose of going to a bigger camera later on, which I need to do a segue to. Did y'all see that new Sony cinema camera that they got, that they just announced? I mean, I think it's awesome. I think it's overkill for churches. What's that new line? Man, what's the name of that camera? Yeah, the FR7. That's what it was called. So here is the camera. And the awesome thing about this is the lens changes. So now the base without the lens is $9,000. So I think it's 8K as well. I mean, so it's awesome and it's robotic. So you can program all of its positions and everything like that. I think it's really cool. If you're a ministry and you use that, please invite me. I would love to see how it works. But at no point in time do I see myself installing or recommend that to a church. Like if you have like a whole church that's actually like an actual video production studio, maybe. But again, I thought that it was really cool. Now, I know I said I was going to stop, but this is a new product here that I'm thinking about getting. This is the Ultimate Mate, whatever, 12. So this is a very professional, more robust chroma keyer tool that you can do virtual studios and all this other stuff. Now, the only reason I'm thinking about it is because it's not, I think the original one used to be very, very, very expensive. But this one is like the same price, actually is less than the web presenter, the 4K web presenter. So you have this green screen and you see it does a lot better job of chroma keying because it's completely dedicated to that. So like that's the big version of that. So let me see. So they used to only have, I think, this version, the non 4K version. But that's what they got going on. So now what I'm thinking about using this for, this is, I'm thinking about, first off, when I start doing more video announcements and upping the quality of what I'm doing as well from a business standpoint, I have it. Again, I can't hang anything or modify the walls or everything like that. I am trying to wait for the manager, the owner of the house, to let me put an EV charger in the garage. I'm waiting to hear about that. Just a NEMA 1460 outlet, a dryer outlet. But for me, what I want to do is maybe get I'm tethered here to my desk. Get some more of these and just have these mounted. It does have Velcro on here. So the idea is get a bunch of these and hang them inside of the garage and then have my lighting. And then I can make my own makeshift type of green screen room to do announcements and stuff like that. That's what I would like to do. Because even if I just put the Velcro up, I can easily take that down. But that will allow me to play around with stuff like this and have a dedicated space for that, which I think is really cool. So you could do, all this other fun stuff like this as well. So that's what I'm thinking about. Do I see a direct need for the church to use that? Not unless you're doing a lot of backgrounds and, stuff like this, which again, I want to turn my announcements almost into like a newsroom type of thing because it's interesting. And then it also gives a good place for like youth or whatever who are there to work and get their hands on a lot of the stuff. If they decide to go into media in any way, shape, or form in the secular world, hey, they've had a base from your church to teach them all these skills. I mean, we do a lot of stuff, folks, that could actually is needed out in the world. So actually, I'm cutting over without showing what the price is. So this one is going for $495. This other one, I don't know what the benefit of this one is over that. I might have to look at that. $895, and then the regular one, it was starting to get up there in price for the other ones. But I'm thinking this one is kind of a low entry. I might play around with that, and that's what I'm thinking about. And yay, YouTube is putting another ad in for y'all. So sorry. All righty, so let's see. All right, so you said Mike was saying you have to go to file. Oh, okay. I got you, Mike. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So it says go to file and media management and then extract it. Transcode. And then entire project. Use media. So what about just the tech? Well, I'll just play around it and let's see what it does. We'll start it. Actually, I need to put this on a different drive so I have some space. I'll put it here. I'll do it on the test. And we'll start that extract there. I want to see, because I have a whole bunch of timestamps on there. So I want to see how that will work. We'll come back to that. So again, thank you for that, man. A lot of shared knowledge. All right, so back to here is talking about the TV size, 75 to 85. Okay, really nothing is needed. Again, you can use SDI, convert over to HDMI if you want. I personally would use fiber optic HDMI cables, which will work. Just make sure that you got a mount that can hold it, and make sure you drill into studs with those. Don't do no drywall with that. We've done an 85, and we made sure that thing was super anchored. That's the only thing I would say that you got to be aware of. Robert says he has the Roland V8 HD video switcher. It's nice, but he wish he could control it remotely. I didn't know you couldn't. Okay, so that's not cool. Indy just joining says that he uses the Loomtech 4-channel switcher. Cool. Brandon, cheap plug. I'm not just a customer, I'm a vendor. And I think that's for the Phoenix Pro mics. Hey, get at your boy Brandon if you're looking for some mics. MA16, is there a permanent fix for the A10 Mini sometimes not showing up in OBS? Usually requiring removing and re-adding the switcher to fix. I have 3 churches that have to deal with this. I would say for that, check to make sure that the hub it's plugged into on the computer is not on power save mode. For y'all who don't know how to get to that, if you're on Windows, I don't believe the Mac has something like that, but I could test that out again to make sure. But if we come over here, gonna right click, we're gonna go to Device Manager. We're gonna scroll down to the bottom, and what is showing up is not seen. What is all this? Epoch Cam. I don't have that. All right. We're gonna come down here to USB, and we want to go to the hubs. And honestly, it's good to just check all of them, but mainly it's the hubs. You want to come into the hub, go to Properties and Power Management, and make sure Allow the computer to turn this device off to save power is unchecked. Do not have it checked off, because that's how I've noticed I've had those issues. But every time I've done that, I do not have any problems with that. All righty. Back to Brandon, was saying, how do you feel about HDMI to Ethernet and then back to HDMI? I've used that originally, and it works great. The only issue is I've never had it work over 120 feet. If I did, I would not do an extender. I would go to HD-Base-T, which is a completely different protocol, and it can actually send stuff over 500 feet. I've used that, and they work great. Anthony has a question on ProPresenter. How can I add ProPresenter? We want to present to the sanctuary 2 monitors, overflow rooms 3, Zoom would get service with lower thirds. We're using 2 laptops, 1 streaming, 1 presenting, and the A10 Mini Pro. How can I add ProPresenter? I need to think about that. Make sure I have the diagram in my head first before I even try to approach that. So let me bring this up again. How do I add ProPresenter? We want to present to the sanctuary 2 monitors. So I'm just going to go off what I'm assuming I'm getting from you, all right? So I know you said you had 2 laptops, so let's go ahead and get 2 laptops here. And I know I am covering myself because I just want to remember the comments here. All right, 2 laptops. One is ProPresenter. The other one is streaming. We want to send it, present to the sanctuary. So I'm just going to say that's a television, and that can always be split for multiple ones. So we'll have 1 TV here. And we'll call this sanctuary. And two monitors. So that's sanctuary 1 and 2. I'll do it that way. And overflow rooms, 3. So I'm assuming it's 3 TVs in the other areas. So overflow. So 1, 2, 3. Something like that, right? All right. Overflow and Zoom. We get service with lower thirds. We're using 2 laptops, and 1 for streaming, 1 for presenting, and an A10 Mini Pro. All right. Trying to wrap my mind around this. So A10 Mini Pro. I guess my question is, why are you streaming with the laptop? Is it because you're using some of like the effects in OBS or something like that and not streaming directly through the A10? Just wondering. I mean, it's not no right or wrong with that. So I'm assuming this obviously has to be connected here. Streaming. If you're streaming with this, I'm assuming the A10 Mini Pro is connected to here over USB. That's how you're getting that feed in. And then if you're coming out from here, then you're not using the multi-view from the ATEM. you're using it through like some type of distribution splitter. I'll just say HDMI splitter for right now, that is feeding all of these other TVs. That, again, that is my assumption. Please correct me if I am wrong. Something like that. And that. And that. So, and again, the question is, we're using it for the ATEM overflow. How can I add ProPresenter? I mean, if it's just connected there, you would have the ATEM show as your second screen inside of ProPresenter. And then, again, before I even go further, let me know if I'm off base. I'll keep this up and we'll come back to that. That's the way I make sure I'm not missing anything. MA16 has a very good point. Make sure you don't mess this up. The fiber optic cables are one directional, so be very careful when you run it. Make sure the source and the destination are in the right place. Also, fiber can be fragile. It is glass. Now, the DTech one is actually using kind of like a plastic. So it's a little bit more flexible, but again, you just can't twist it and tie it in a knot. But that should work. Michael Baldwin, I'm going to have to make one correction. Good morning, AJ. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is applied knowledge is power. There you go. I remember somebody told me that. I was like, aha, aha. Now, who knows where that's from? All right, so we're going back to I did that extract. Let's see what happened with it. Let's minimize this. And I did that on my E drive under current. We did under test. It has all my files, but those are my elements. Social media. I don't see any text. Those are my images. Transitions. I don't see that file. So I'm not 100% sure. So we have to come back to that. But yeah, it got everything there. It just didn't do the metadata. Maybe I missed something. Oh, there it goes. Thank you, y'all. It's called a she shed. Can you control your TP-Link plugins through the Stream Deck? Are they Castle plugs? Yes, they are Castle plugs. Originally, when I first used them, the Stream Deck didn't have a Castle plugin. If it does, it's about ready to be a game changer. Because originally, I didn't see that it didn't originally. And yeah, and there's still nothing here directly that will allow you to do it. So if somebody knows how to do it, please let me know, because normally I'm controlling my plugs through my phone, or I have it linked to my Google device here, and I do it that way. Robert, we were trying to do that here. Now, on my OBS is on this computer, which I don't use for streaming. I was trying to do it, but it did not go through. And I'm going to try and kick this off again now to see if it will actually install. If not, I'm going to have to download it and do the install. I don't know why on this system it does that. But we'll come back and I'll let y'all know. Kevin said, hey, thanks for all the info watching from Cape Town, South Africa. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining. Philip Paul, I'm just wondering, what kind of setup would you recommend for a portable setup for a funeral, wedding, or some other event that doing live stream maybe will be a 2-camera? I would say be on the lookout for a video that I'm going to do that somebody asked me to make, and I may be able to do it this afternoon. It all depends. But we got a bunch of videos, folks, that we're working on. So this is the thumbnail that I have for that. I got 2 of them. I'm going to do the one without text and see what y'all think about this one. This is that. So this is Formation Sports, my other company that I run, where we do live streaming events for sporting events. So I just had this, or it's going to be how to live stream, and then I just have a picture of the sports and stuff like that. I'm going to do somebody asked me to do a whole breakdown of that. Now, the same setup, except for my iPad and the laptop to do the scoreboard, is exactly the same that I've used for weddings, funerals, and everything. So I may change this to a portable live streaming setup, which I think I might do. So be on the lookout for that. Everybody's talking about like, ooh, I'll take 8 of those cameras. Roland here. Hello, everybody from Zurich, Switzerland. This Sony is a real overkill for me. Hey, I have to admit, it is. Now, I wouldn't push it away if somebody gave me one or had access to one. Oh, I'd love it. Bishop Michael, AJ, what's the main use of DaVinci Resolve program and how do you use it? DaVinci Resolve is a video editing program. That is the program that I use to make all of the videos that y'all watch. I do that for church videos, my videos, customer videos, any form of video editing. That's the program that I use. Let's go to page 1. Brian saying, exactly. Imagine using this for church play skits. Exactly the point. So I could see it used for that. India saying, wait, is the green is built inside the Ultimate? If that is then how much better would it? No. It's programmed just to intelligently get rid of green for a lot better than just the chroma keying that we're using. More high end. That's what that's for. Back to studio saying, with all the files, first open your project in the edit page and then go to the file at the top, select management, and then entire. Okay, that's what I did, but I didn't get that last one. Bishop Michael, last question. Want to use a confidence monitor in our church? Our church seats 100 people, and the monitor will be approximately 10 feet from the podium, or would you recommend a teleprompter? Honestly, either one of those would work. The HyperDeck Mini can do that built-in, a teleprompter. I did a similar thing with Pastor Alicia when I did that little mount for a confidence monitor at the front. Either one could work. Again, if you're talking about 10 feet, you could probably get away with a 43-inch screen TV or maybe even a 50, and that could work. Either way, even if you have a teleprompter, the teleprompter is a little bit different. I had that. I don't use it as much. Actually, haven't used it in a long time. Teleprompters might be problematic for that distance because you're going to probably need the same size TV. And honestly, if you put a TV in the front, you can run teleprompter software to it or just display whatever. I would go that direction, honestly. Back to 101. Otis. NDI requires a lot of CPU processing and a minimum of 64 gigs of RAM over when using 4 inputs and outputs. Yep. What's my take on the AV Matrix 4-channel to 6-channel video switches? Honestly, I personally have not used them. Hopefully, my intention with the channel here is to get more influence so that I can get behind more doors, get access to more hardware and stuff like that. And again, I don't want to be, and I'm not shaming nobody, I'm just calling a spade a spade. At no point do I ever want this channel to get to the point where I'm recommending $8,000 and $10,000 cameras. I remember where I came from. I remember I didn't have the funds to get this stuff started. I want this to be my channel to be like, hey, we might dabble with tech and all this other new stuff, but I want it to be realistic. And I know everybody has a different type of budget. So I say all that to say I want to get to the point where now I can go to companies saying like, look, we're 50, 100, 1 million strong subscribers here that are focused on media ministry. And then that gets us behind doors to get new products. Actually, I have a camera that I need to pick up from the on my PO box, a new PTZ camera and joystick that a company sent me to review and check out. So that's what I want to do. And then all that stuff, because again, even though we got a house, we still have limited space here. We go back to Bless This House, the other channel that I have, and we go and bless other ministries who might not have the funds to do it. That's what it's all about. MA16 also suggests about STI distribution. That can work as well too. Anthony was saying the sanctuary won't show any video from the service. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then you can bypass those TVs, and the TVs in the sanctuary, you would just have them go to a splitter coming off of your laptop with presenter. Send the HDMI out from your laptop into a 1x4 splitter. 2 of those connections go directly to the monitors inside the sanctuary. The 3rd will go to the ATEM, so that way you can switch from the cameras and the ATEM to show what's going on, and you have 1 extra left over. That's how I would do that setup. So if we cut back over to here and we bring this up. So in this setup, what I would do is still have the splitter for the other TVs, but instead we would do this. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Take another HDMI splitter, send this out to here. This input would go to the ATEM, and then these would go directly to the TVs in the sanctuary. Now, what this would do is the TVs will only ever be able to see what ProPresenter is seeing as full screen. Then you'll also have full screen only go to the ATEM. So at any point in time, if you have a camera or anything like that, say let's grab a couple of these. The ATEM, and let's add a 3rd one for good measure to use up all the inputs. So in this setup, the ATEM Mini Pro can pick from cameras 1, 2, 3, or ProPresenter, and that's what's going to be fed over in the overflow. But the only thing that's ever going to show in the sanctuary is going to be nothing but ProPresenter, because there is no other option. There is no other path that's going there. So hopefully that makes sense. If I do that in orange, y'all see how that's going. So at any point in time, and let's change these to orange as well so you see how that's working. So when it comes in here, any of these options can go orange. Purple is the only thing that's ever going to show there. That's how I would do that. All righty. The Living Life Show. I've got 2 PTZ cameras, ATEM Mini, and the joystick from my church. What else do I need to install the 2 cameras? I use Ecamm Live to stream. We're working on that on the Mac, a tutorial on that. Will I just switch cameras with the joystick or ATEM? The joystick does not change. The joystick is only for movement of the cameras. Switching of what video can be seen, that is done through the ATEM. Outside of just a connection, I don't know if your joystick is IP based or not. I mean, the joystick needs to be connected to the cameras in some way, shape, or form, daisy chain, network, something like that. But technically, that's it. You also need some type of how you bringing in your audio into the ATEM Mini or your computer. That's the only thing you need. There you go. All right, Brandon, have a good one, sir. We got some fans like, where's the spoon? All right, so As y'all can see, if I cut back over here, OBS is still just hanging here. I don't know why it does that. I'm going to try and run it in administrator mode, and sometimes I shouldn't have to do that, but we will. And I don't even have the icon on here. OBS, run as administrator. Now, let's see if it'll let me do that. Update. It's like OBS doesn't close for whatever reason on my system. I don't know why it doesn't do that. Let's see. Yeah, you see all this? Look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. All these OBSs open. There it goes. I don't know. It just didn't close. So we'll come back to that when that's done. At least now it's installing. Mike, I guess I'm going to have to make a companion module. I'm thinking about moving to Stream Deck to control our PTZs and our new board. Awesome. Go for it. And the update did not go through because it says OBS is still running and some file is still in use. I don't know what's up with that. All right, so I might have to just manually download it and not do the update. Reverend Richard, I noticed our ATEM is not connecting. I noticed our ATEM is not connecting to our ATEM. Oh, I see y'all with comment. I see you. I noticed our ATEM is no longer connecting to the ATEM control software. It has been connecting and we have it on a network connection and USB-C. Any recommendations? Honestly, I've had that a couple of times, especially when I have multiple ones. Like I have and of course, it's not going to work. I have my ATEM Mini Pro ISO over here. But what I do when I have issues like that, I would go to the setup program and just verify that both of these are showing. And if you're not connected, if they both show up, then go ahead and just launch it this way, and it will force a connection to that ATEM that you picked. So all right, so like right now, I just plugged in the other ATEM. So if I close this, and let's give it a second. All right, so now there's my other ATEM. So if I just hit this, now this is network only. This one is network and USB. So I just go to here, and it would just push me directly to the connection of this one. So if I close this and open it right back up, it's going to go back to the last one that I connected to. So if I come in here, let me switch back to this one, hit the button, it will navigate me to this one, back to the one that I do. Try that. If it doesn't do that first, you want to verify that both of those icons are there. Even though you're connected, make sure both of them are there. So again, network and USB, then try and just through the setup push this because it will send you a direct connection to that ATEM that you're trying to get to. I would do that and see if that works for you. Brandon, it should be on there. I need to see, I've been redoing all the website stuff and I haven't had a chance to go there. The link is there. I don't know if that address is there. I'm transitioning a lot of my stuff over to Squarespace since I'm doing my stuff there. I still do some stuff on WordPress. Like I just updated renewed Formation Sports because I completely forgot it didn't go through because my address changed. I didn't put that on there. So I will work on that, and I'll get back to you on that. Philip Paul, can an A10 Mini Extreme send video to out from USB out? Can it set a different output on the USB? No, USB is only program. It's only programming. You can't change it. Y'all mugged. I shouldn't have brought it up. Joe Louis was 147 years old when he fought him. I can't say the full line. The Living Life Show. So plug the audio board into the ATEM for sound. 2 long Ethernet cables for the cameras to the ATEM or the joystick. No. The Ethernet cables, if you have a IP controller, you just need those cameras to be on. I mean, personally, the way I do it is if the cameras have PoE power, sends power over Ethernet, just like the camera I have right now, it sends power over Ethernet. I'm getting this connected. It's sending power and network control to this camera over Ethernet. And then I have a video cable that's going, fiber optic HDMI cable that's going to my ATEM. That's how that's working. Now, the controller that I have here, this is an old controller. This is a RS-232 controller that is physically connected to the camera. Now, I want to get, and typically I would install an IP joystick because then you don't have to run a cable directly to the camera. The only thing that's running to the camera is an Ethernet cable and a video cable. That's it. And it will show up like it's a printer on the network and your controller will be able to see it. That's typically how I've been doing them now because they've come down in price. But I hit fade to black instead of auto. Actually, I like that image. I think I might keep that up a little bit longer. All right. Bishop Michael, yeah, it's the nature of stuff. It's probably added a whole bunch of stuff, and sooner or later, an update is gonna come get out all the fluff out of it. I get the same thing at my church too. Clicking the X, please close. Okay, I don't know what that is. Hey AJ, thanks for creating an OBS complete bundle. I just got it and have to customize it for our ministry. Hey, no problem. Thank you. Anthony, thank you, AJ. May you continue to walk in blessings as you help people. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Back to Bishop Michael. AJ, in your opinion, when is it a good time to upgrade from the A10 Mini Pro, or better yet, when is it a good time to use a Stream Deck? The Stream Deck is mainly if you're still using OBS, or I have Stream Decks here for streamlining the work that I'm doing. So like I have this Stream Deck here and I can't pull it out from here for you to see it. Wait a minute, can I navigate down since I'm using the PTZ? And I unplugged it. All right. I need to get another I have another power strip in the other room that I probably need to move that so I can have some extra outlets here. But I don't know if you can see it. There's my Stream Deck right there. That's number 1. And then you can't even see the other number 2 is on the other side of the speaker, the sound bar right here. But I'm using this to control all of the functions for the stream right now. So that's what I would say. Now, moving over to the A10 Mini Extreme is when the first thing is if you want to have a multi-view and you want to have that feed going out to the sanctuary, that's my one move. What makes me want to move to it, or you've exhausted all of the 4 inputs and you want to do more. Or you want to be able to use USB and record at the same time. Either one of those are justification, for moving over to the next ATEM, in my opinion. Roy here. Hi, AJ. I'm thinking about getting the Blackmagic Studio Camera 4K Pro or add more PTZs for a music festival. What are your thoughts? Now, is the music festival going to be outside? That's the only issue I've had is these, even though these PTZs are good, they don't have ND filters or sunglasses for outside. I tried to take one of these to a football game and the sun just whited out everything. You can't see anything. So that wouldn't work. The studio camera, you would still need to be mindful of that, but at least you have a little bit more control with the gain. The Studio Camera Pro, if you're going to get that, I was going to get that, but I wanted to use the converter, which would send everything over a 10 gigabit Ethernet cable, power everything over that one cable. But that's going to add another $900 to each camera. So would I use the studio camera that I got here at a game or something like that? Yes, I would, only if it was in a controlled location. So there it is, and it's out of focus. Let me bring it in focus real quick. There we go. And then there's the other stream deck that I was talking about, Bishop Michael. That's what I would do. That's just my thoughts on that. All right, I already commented on that. Bishop Michael, how do I get an E-Missionary t-shirt? Well, they should be listed here. But let me see. Can I bring it up? Normally I could highlight something on here. So actually, I'm gonna bring it up here in a second. It says no products. Normally I have a shopping bar under my channel and you can go look at that stuff. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I never shared my own video. See, I was too busy rushing. I normally tag this stuff everywhere. Let me tag this real quick. But normally under the video, my channel, there's a shopping channel a shopping tab that you can go to. And let me actually show you while I'm sending this stuff out because I messed up. I didn't share this. All right, so let's take this down. Let's go back over to here. All right, so normally in here, you go to store. You disable merchandise on your channel. Level selection doesn't. What? I did not do that. All right, so normally it would be here. I don't know why my stuff is off, but we're going to fix that. Shopping. I have all my stuff. I have my stuff through Spring, and for whatever reason, it's not showing my stuff. No problem. All right, I'm gonna have to work on that. Normally, it's gonna be listed there, so I don't know what's going on with that. But let me see if I'm gonna go to Teespring directly, and I can show y'all, and I'll do the link that way. And sorry for the filler right now until I can get back in here. It keeps asking me to send a verification page, but I did that. All right, so right now I'm gonna send the link directly that y'all can see. So right now, this is where you can get it from. It's AJaytheCEO.creator-spring.com. We'll shorten the name, but I will put that in the chat if you are interested in that. All of our stuff, we're actually working on some new designs as well too. These were the old original ones. We got some other ones. I like this one, Before You Complain, Have You Volunteered Yet? A bunch of the other ones that we have are E-Missionary shirts that you can get directly from there. And these normally used to show up below on the video. I don't know why that got turned off. I'm gonna have to go look at it. It's probably something broken on the YouTube side, so I'm gonna have to go fix that. Yay, something more work. Man, thank you. And I'm still seeing some coming to America. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. And see the classic church one. That boy, good, yeah, yeah, good and terrible. Let's see. Back to the the life show. Last question. If I have two PTZ cameras, they both need to go into a PoE box. Yes, because it'll send power to both of them. And for me, I'm not going to do it now. If I turned off the PoE switch, it would turn off the cameras. If this was a PoE controller, it would turn that off, and I avoid having to have a power on and off button. That's how I have it at my church. My 3 cameras and my joystick is all connected into a PoE switch. We turn that off. That kills the power to all of them. Makes it really easy. Back to Roy, who was asking about the question. Yes, it will be outdoors, but it will be from 3 to 11 p.m. I really appreciate the input. I mean, if they would work, I would say try and take one of the PTZs there. That would give you more control because then you can place them wherever, run a fiber HDMI cable, SDI cable, wherever, an Ethernet cable to send it power, and then you can place them anywhere within 300 feet and you'll be good. And then you can just control them from one location. I would just say take one of them there with you just to see at that time, can you get a good image with it? Then I would say go with the PTZs because you can get 2 of them for the price of one of these studio cameras. Sabbath has another question. Can you show 3 video inputs using the ATEM, 2 cameras and 1 presentation displayed at the same time? No, you can't do that through the, I mean, now if you have the Extreme, you could, because like that's using your super source like you see me doing here. You can customize this to do something different. So like if I brought up a different super source, and actually let me do this to show y'all can do this. So I'm gonna save. I want to save this as my super source so I can restore these back. Super source. I'll just save it to my desktop right now. And I only want to save my super source. So that way I can restore it back. All right, so now I could do this one, and then I can have different ones, and I can come in here and pick, that's camera box number 1, box number 2, then box number 3, say I use my PTZ, then box number 4, I'm gonna use the studio camera. So you could do something like this, and then you can adjust all of these and move these all around if you wanted to. And that's all inside the super source. And you can make different designs. You could do like this, or like the one that I have, mine was custom. So to get back to that, I'm gonna go back to File, Restore that super source I just did. And see, we're back to this. I have my own custom design behind it and everything like that. That's how you could do it. But you need the ATEM Mini Extreme to do something like that. The regular ones don't. You can do one picture-in-picture. You can't do multiple. What is your let me cut back over here. What is your recommendation for streaming on multiple platforms? I mean, I use Vimeo, but again, that's pricey. I use that for business. Restream is still a good choice if you're using OBS and your computer is fast enough and your upload speed is fast enough. We did a video with OBS where you can do multiple RTMP plugin that OBS can stream to multiple places. I don't know if the latest version breaks that plugin as well too, or if you're using vMix can built-in can stream to 4 different locations. Either one will work. Back to Bishop Michael. Which version of ProPresenter would recommend it, and can we use our Canva slides inside of it, and does it have an option to switch scriptures quickly? Well, I wouldn't say a version of ProPresenter. I mean, we just have a 1-seat license, ProPresenter 7. Yes, you can take Canva slides and put them in because it's just an image. It can just take whatever, and you can do that inside of there. And then also, yes, ProPresenter you can quickly switch to scriptures as well too. I would invite you to check out the beginner guide that I did for Pro Presenter 7. I made that specifically for my ministry as well too, to get them up to speed on the basic functions of that. And we'll do more of a deep dive as well too, if need be. Roland Supersource works with Mix Effects, iPad, and ATEM Mini Extreme very well. Yeah, I've heard about that. That's awesome. Let's see where we left off at. Well, alrighty, folks. I know we started a little bit early, and I have to finish up some electrical stuff at my church so that we can actually use our stuff on Sunday. And then I have to go to to the mailbox to pick up this product. We're going to check that out. We got a bunch of other videos. I was supposed to do an install next week, but I haven't received the funding yet to go order all the stuff. So even if I got the check today, there's no way for me to order everything in time to get everything in place. So we're going to be working on a bunch of other videos. Be on the lookout for that. Please don't forget to check out the Facebook group, and we're going to be on our roundtable. If you've never been to one of our roundtables, you do not know what you're missing. It is fun. It's just like-minded people just talking, different colors, creeds, religion. Well, I don't want to say religions, but I mean denominations and stuff like that, because we don't care about denominations. We're all about the purpose of sharing the message of Jesus Christ. That's what it's about. If you do that, you're good. If you want to sprinkle, dip, or dunk, we don't care. All right. But we're all trying to work together the skills that we have. And then sometimes you just want to have like-minded people to sit down and talk to. You ain't got to sit down and explain why we need an ATEM or why we need faster internet. You're dealing with people who've done the same thing, and you might get some insight on how they were able to handle that situation. We do that at 7 p.m. Eastern. All the information is on the Facebook page to get that. And before I go, folks, I want to thank all of my Patreon supporters and YouTube members for making videos like this possible. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, or you can become a YouTube member by clicking the join button down below. As a benefit, they get certain tiers. The highest tier gets access to a free consultation every single month. Everybody else gets a 25% off coupon for anything from consultations with me. I'm working on doing a discount code for some of the other spring stuff, but it looks like I have to work on fixing that on YouTube. But besides that, if no one has ever told you, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all the long hours, the hard work, that extra money, your own personal money that you're spending to improve the media ministry, the time that you spend on YouTube, University, watching my videos, anybody else's reading, all this other stuff to make it better, because it's not just about your local ministry. It's about the ministry at large, the body of Christ. Thank you for what you're doing, because I know sometimes this is a thankless job. So that's why I want to use my platform that I can to thank you and bless you as best as I possibly can. That's why we do giveaways. That's why we do what we do, not to just load up my pockets, but hopefully to be an instrument of change. And this is one of the shirts that we got coming around. We can't be a world changer if we're not a community changer. We got to start where we're at, and then we expand out. So thank you for being a change agent in your community, and you are benefiting and being a part of the Great Commission. So thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good day, evening, afternoon, wherever you is, all over the face of the planet, folks. And we will be seeing y'all in the next video. And I was trying to be fancy with what I'm going to do with my exit. So we'll be talking to y'all later, folks.